Hi guys, we're back for another reading today. Woohoo! Yeah! Or I guess I felt like saying it like, yeah! I don't know what that means. Maybe it doesn't mean anything at all, because not everything does. I already have the cards in hand. I'm just gonna shuffle them. Get them together. And then do my little 1-2 thing. I do have a topic in mind that I'm going to try to pull energy for, but I don't want to say it just in case the reading goes a different way. So we're just going to say, if this first pull does kind of align with it, then I'll reveal what it was. So fire breather, I mean, first thing I think about is a dragon. Then we have Cain from the Bible. They are pretending. Oh, okay. So someone is just pretending to heal, but really, can't wait till the collective moves past like the energy of these people who are just like spiritual. Well, I was about to say hobos, but I feel like that's not an acceptable term. But it's kind of like hobosexual, but like hobo spiritual. Like they just trying to hitch a ride on people. Like, no, stop. Okay. I guess I'll wait to reveal what the topic I tried to pull in was, but here we have, like I said, someone who's pretending to heal. It looks like Cocoa Butter Kisses. If you don't know, that's a Chance the Rapper song. So they could be wishing they're trying to pretend like they're healed so they can get back in the embrace of someone. Not going to fucking work. So yeah, where I live. Spiritual Fool and Sphinx. Let me sit with this energy for a bit. Okay, I hope it's not shaking too bad because I try to be delicate when I resume recording. But I was trying to research, like, I know the general story of Cain and Abel, but I was trying to see like why is it diagonal from where I live. So I had to look it up because I was like, didn't he like get sent somewhere after? So this person who's pretending to be healed is really like wanting to spew chaos and flame everywhere. So this might tie into another reading I did, but basically they want to just like like rage out everywhere and just like let out all this volatile energy they have inside of them and damn near like destroy everything around them just because they can't heal, I guess. Like they're mad at something. They're mad they're outside of this person's embrace. I also had to look up Sphinx because I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Which it has some interesting interpretations. Now, there is this thing on the search engine where it's like, what does it mean when a man calls a woman a sphinx? And it says Sphinx means the strangler in Greek, which is interesting. But the thing actually says it just means they're mysterious and quiet, the woman. So it appears someone wants to be back in the embrace of a mysterious, someone they find possibly spiritual, mysterious, quiet, and they like their energy. They possibly kissed this person or not. Maybe they just think about kissing this person and just being wrapped up in them. But it's pretty obvious that for some reason they can't because they're unhealed. So they have no choice but to like rage out about it. Healing is also opposite the Sphinx. So if this energy, I don't know if this first energy is a man or a woman, but whoever this ragey person is possibly was already in the company of this. Oh, I don't know if this is a woman either. I just automatically assumed it's a woman, but it could be a man. I don't know if the ragey energy was already in the presence of this calm energy, but if they were, whatever they did, it was not good because they've been blocked out. And now this energy has to heal as well, the Sphinx. And that could be part of the reason they are coming off mysterious and quiet. It's because they have to like recoup from whatever the hell that was. All that fire breathing. The attempt to, hell, we have Cain here, so not only a fire breather, you attempt to just rain down hellfire and everything around someone, possibly burn everything around them down to the ground as well as yourself. But Cain murdered his brother. So perhaps there was like thoughts of doing that to someone in this energy, which would be very extreme. So that's what Sphinx means. Sphinx is also a mythical creature with the head of a human, the body of a lion, the wings of an eagle, right? In Greek tradition, the Sphinx is a treacherous and merciless being with the head of a woman, the haunches of a lion, and the wings of a bird. But even if you just think of the pose of the Sphinx, just imagine it in your head. It's something that looks like it's like at rest. It's very regal, it's very poised, and it's just sitting, but it's very large and magnificent. So even though it's just sitting there not doing anything necessarily, people come around it and they're like, whoa, oh my God, it's the Sphinx. Like, look at it, it's so magnificent. So whoever this person is, who is the target of this ragey energy, perhaps this person who is raging is not the only person who has eyes on this person, right? They must be a person who draws in attention from multiple angles. And that could also be another reason that this fire breather just wants to be like, I'll burn everything down because like I want to be in that embrace, but everybody else is looking at them too, rah, rah, and I can't get back near them because I'm not a good person, rah, rah. So, yeah. Another interesting aspect, though, is that Cain, so we were talking about, like, where I live, right? Cain was exiled to wander the earth for the rest of his life, right? And down here, I know I used the word hobo earlier, but if that is a unacceptable term, I can't remember if that is or not. But just in case it is an offensive term, I don't know if vagabond is better. But basically someone without a home, right? He was forced to do that for like basically forever, if I'm researching right. Which is what I was saying, like someone who is a spiritual vagabond. This is someone who possibly went through something. I don't know if they cut off their own supply through some weird, like maybe they just feel disconnected from a sort of spiritual internal power, or, you know, the source, the most high, whatever you want to call it, God, higher self. It just depends what you believe in and how far up you want to go. I don't know if they just don't believe in like any power, or they just feel disconnected. Maybe there's a reason, some sort of trauma, or they did something in their life that disconnected them from being able to connect to an internal spiritual wellspring, basically, and it got them exiled. So regardless, this person now like can't access, I guess, like spirit, like human spirit, the spiritual force, energy. It's like they're, ooh, it's weird. Oh, it's very weird. I want to say like they're empty, they're hollow, but like even that's not a good enough word for it. They're in the dark. I don't even know how you explain that. I want to say they almost have no soul. And not that it got taken, but it like, I guess whatever they did, it just got like dissolved or just completely cut off. Like imagine like this little circle, or imagine this little pillar is like what gives people their spark or their soul. And they have, this is the person over here, something happened and this was just like whoop, and so their light just like went out. Like they're not getting a renewable source at all. So what they do is they bounce around and they find people who kind of replicate that in real life, and then they like gravitate towards them and try to like be in their embrace, because it's as close as they can get to that same energy that they can't like access themselves. I do want to throw in this one part that it appears that God was still nice to Cain for some reason after he killed Abel. And he was like, oh my God, please make sure I'm safe. And then God was like, okay, I'll make sure like no one can kill you, or else they will basically be cursed to have vengeance taken on them, but like sevenfold. That's what it says here. The interesting thing about that is, in theory, it sounds like, oh, Cain must have probably been like, oh, thank you so much. Like, whew, no one will be able to kill me. I feel so safe. Okay. But if you think about it, how long is he exiled in that? It sounds like a barren land. There's no soul. There's no spirit. So was that really a saving grace? Or were you like, I don't want to ill speak here, but were you cursed in a way by the divine? I don't know if that's the correct word to use. Again, I want to be respectful of all, belief systems and stuff like that. But it's kind of like in a roundabout way. It's like, okay, I'm giving you exactly what you asked for, but it's still a proper punishment for you murdering your brother who literally did nothing to you. So that's why I'm thinking here, like they did something. Cain was not innocent. He did something out of envy and like jealousy, kind of, if I'm right with the story, to someone who was just doing their own thing, doing what they were supposed to do. Higher up on this search engine, it says that here we go. Why did God reject Cain? The implication is that Cain was not doing well, quote, quote, and was living a life unacceptable to God. We learn in the New Testament that Cain was of the wicked one, and his works were evil. Part of the reason God rejected Cain's offering was because of the evil lifestyle that was behind it. Again, I don't know off the top of my head the story, and I didn't read it prior to this reading because I didn't know I was going to pull this, but I will read it after to delve into what that really means. But I don't know who the wicked one is. I don't know if we're talking about Satan, and if Cain happened to be born of Satan, or he was born of some evil being, or if he just somehow got attached to one. But apparently, his intentions, I guess, his intentions were not good, therefore it appears as if his fruits were not good, right? And so that's why this person here is mad. They're in the same boat. They're trying to come off as if they can even be in the same lane as this person who is in what appears to be the correct spiritual lane. But really, they don't have good intentions. They want to be in their embrace. They want to be in their energy so that they can like steal it or just like use this person. They don't want it for things that make sense, right? And then the point I was getting to with Cain being exiled and kind of almost being cursed is like he's doomed to be immortally cut off. It's like, yeah, I'll make sure you live forever, but then you're going to live forever disconnected from source. And obviously, if it makes you feel like that, it's not a very good existence. This here is giving like he's decaying though. Like he's not even, when you're connected to source, ideally, a lot of people think of it as being like connected to a fountain of youth, right? It is said that a lot of spiritual people, depending on, I guess, their rank or how devout they are, whatever you want to say, they're very young looking. If you think about the, incorruptible saints, I think about their spiritual energy was so good that they preserved themselves, if I'm correct. And it also makes me think about those monks. It's either monks or Buddhists. I am so sorry. Lots of information in this brain. But there are either monks or Buddhists that have this practice. I just read about this not too long ago. Basically, the gist of it is that they develop their body spiritually so well that like I think after they pass away or when they start decaying, there's nothing but jewels left behind or crystals. I think it's a real thing. Like, apparently it's a real thing or a real practice. Don't quote me on that though. You'll have to look it up. It's extremely interesting. Like, you should actually, for anyone watching in the collective, research multiple things about how monks prep themselves for death. You will be on the longest rabbit hole for the rest of your life. There's multiple things. This isn't even the craziest thing on the list, but it's definitely very interesting. Yeah, it kind of makes me think of that. It's like highly developed spiritual people prepping their body and, you know, basically their fruits. When their physical body is gone, you see what's left behind. You can see their fruits, and they're not from ill intention, right? So in this case, two people have fruits and one is bad as one is good, right? And you can see it on these people. This person has good energy that people want to embrace in, and this one is actively decaying, like in the flesh, like, and he's raging out, right? One last thing before we shift over to a new shuffle, the spiritual fool is here, which is very interesting. I almost don't want to comment on this too much, just in case I'm, you know, exposing somebody's ruse in the collective. But in general, the spiritual fool, like you can see on the card, it says bait, is a role that some people play to where they are placed in a person's path and the person doesn't know that they are a sort of spiritual trap. Ideally, it's supposed to be in a good way, right? And sometimes the person doesn't even know their self. Sometimes the spiritual fool does not know they are the spiritual fool, right? And that's kind of the whole point of things. The spiritual fool can be placed on people's paths to help. When I think about it, it's kind of like a one last chance thing. Almost a test, if you will. Possibly a on-earth trickster spirit in a way. That's kind of how, like, I have jester written on here. That's kind of how I explain it. But it's not like insidious necessarily. It's like to help the person get swayed in the right direction. So like I said, this person is living some sort of weird path where they're not doing what they're supposed to and the intentions are bad. Well, a spiritual fool's going to come in and be like, hey, haha, what's up? Oh my gosh, you feel so good to me. Like, wow, your energy is so great. I can't believe I came across you. Yeah. So, how have you been living? Good. Your life? What? You know what I mean? Like, they start, it seeps in, like, yeah, I heard, like, what are your hobbies and stuff? Oh, I, looking for a lie. I, love spirituality. Oh, do you? Yes. Whole time, you know, even if they don't know they're the fool, by their nature, since they're so spiritually developed, since they're so spiritually devout, they're already clocking them still. So whether they know their role or not, they're playing the role, if that makes sense. So they're going to use their discernment to be like, I know damn well you lying. You're not into this. You're not into that. And then they're going to do what comes to them naturally. Oh, well, let me make sure I try to give you a little warning. We'll make sure you're, you know, make sure your intentions are good when you're interacting with the spirit world. Oh, they are. Okay. Right? Or make sure when you go to, you know, do that spell, you're not doing it out of envy or anger. You're trying to hurt somebody. Oh, no, I would never do that. Eyeballs to the side. Like, you know, that's my best way to explain it, and I feel like I'm not supposed to say too much on it, so I don't want to over explain it. But just know, a spiritual fool comes into someone's life almost like, it's almost how people describe like guardian angels in a way, but not to necessarily save in the common way you think. Okay, I just got a confirmation on that. It's like someone trying to basically change your ways around before you hit the point of no return. And And it's going to be a very pivotal felt meeting. Like, it's going to be like nothing you ever felt in your life. Oh my God, I don't know why I feel like this. Yeah, because you really need to pay attention right now is the thing. You have 30 minutes, babe, and this person is your warning, and you either are catching on or you have no clue. And you know, we're doing our best. It looks like maybe this person did not pass whatever test this was, or they did not stray and get on the correct path. Therefore, they were exiled and kept in that land where they cannot feel any sort of divine grace or spiritual feeling, which is very unfortunate because I know that be fucking people up. I think it's the reason for a lot of issues, or can be. It's just interesting how people act out sometimes when, I don't know, feeling soulless can lead to a lot of things, including like feeling like you have nothing to live for. And people who feel like they have nothing to live for, some reason want to make other people feel that way instead of just, I don't know, keeping it to themselves, or, you know, doing the other thing. It's like they always want to spread that feeling of like lostness. I don't know, it's weird. So this card just fell out, witty. As I said, we do have trickster energy if we're dealing with spiritual fools, possibly. So let's keep pulling on this message and see if I can get something more positive. I don't know, more something for the collective and not just who they're dealing with. Okay, yes, this is very whimsical energy coming out, period. It's like, we're not gonna worry about them though, we did our job. Like, we waltz into the lives and then we waltz out of the lives, and that's as much as we can do. I don't quite know what soccer football means. It is inevitable. Yeah, that's that same feeling like, hey, we come to do our job and we do what we can, and when it doesn't work, then we move on and we don't worry about it. What is this? Is there a FIFA Cup? Is that like a trophy? I'm so sorry, I don't watch sports yet. Even though I like soccer, I don't actually watch like the games or anything, so I don't know. But it's giving like trophy. Nature spirit. We can have trickster type nature spirits around. Okay. So I don't want to go too long today. We're at 25, but I might do a third pull after this, but we'll see what this is saying. So like I was saying, you know, the trickster energy is kind of giving guidance. So it seems like someone in the collective might be a spiritual fool, like I'm saying. And you may know, and you may not know. And if you don't know, then, or what is it? If you don't know, now you know, now you know. So just take some time to reflect, like reflect on your life and think, damn, like when I came into people's lives, like, did I feel really compelled to like tell them like this one last thing, or did I feel like I was really trying to sway them? And, you know, did I feel like this really intense connection for some reason? Those could all be possible signs. However, I'm just a messenger. Don't take anything I'm saying fully to heart. Make sure you're looking at all areas of your life and your mental state. But yeah, basically it's just saying let them be. You know, you tried your best, you tried to sway them, but at the end of the day, let their true intentions show, let their true spirit show, and then that will be what it is. That'll be the judge, and that will be what either makes or breaks them. Soccer, Holy Grail. I don't know if it's giving that this person was trying to play a game because they thought they were going to get a very big prize, which is maybe access to that energy that they are so cut off from. And they see whoever this spiritual fool is as like that main goal, like, oh, like if I could only get to them, I would have access to that thing I've been searching for my whole life. Well, buddy, it's not gonna happen, right? You're cut off for good because the whole point was you supposed to be making better decisions, and you're not. So, yeah. I don't know if this is about somebody who plays soccer. The person who is lacking the source energy could play soccer. Could be a he. Could be something associated with a soccer player that applies to this read. Let's see. No deal. Nature spirit. Perhaps someone tried to make a deal with a trickster entity. But nature spirit, that's more like fae, going in a realm like that. And I would hope they did not try to do that. Making a deal with the fae to somehow get to someone's energy. Or some earthen Mother Earth, or maybe they're pretending to try to be like, oh my God, Mother Gaia, like, I really want to connect with this person. I really want to connect to you. Woo. It's like, you don't even feel nothing when you say that. Like, what are you talking about? So again, like, this no deal is just giving, like, they're just being rejected on all fronts because their intentions are not pure. And it's seen not only by, this spiritual fool, which is the collective. It's seen by everyone around them, which is why they want to breathe fire, burn everything down. Like, everyone's starting to see what's under that mask. Everybody's starting to see their insides on the outside. And so they just want to burn everything down because they're like, well, I can't be exposed. Oh no. Well, too bad. Like, that's what happens when you're weird and evil. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But not only is it from the people and the spiritual fool, it seems like it's even from the spirit world. Like, even the spirit world is rejecting the person. Like, no, we're good. We don't want to make any deals with you. You have no spirit in you. You have no ability to connect with us out of pure intention. You're not pure, You're not pure of heart. You're not pure of spirit. So we don't want that around us either. We don't want to be used as nature spirits because nature is very pure. I feel like all kinds of nature spirits are pure, no matter what they're associated with, even the scary ones. They're still pure in the fact that they are of nature, to me, in my opinion. There's that, but let's pull one more. This read will be a little bit shorter because my last one was like an hour, so I was like, whoa. But I don't even know if I'll end up posting these in order. I'll probably post them to whatever feels right. Poof. That was a big stretch. Big stretch. We're losing daylight, so I gotta hurry up. Ooh, y'all, I don't know if this is TMI to drop in the read, but it is the moon time. It is the moon time for me, and baby, these cramps was tearing me up. I'm not kidding. I was punching on my uterus a little bit, uterus area, and it be helping. It be that weird stuff that be helping. And it's like I'm finna fight pain with pain, so I was like, yeah, and it was helping. Cause whoo, baby, they was tearing me up. But that's how the first day be going sometimes. I be like, just screaming internally. So that wasn't too much, but yeah, let's pull this last little spread. Again, a cosmic force, so that could be, the Most High itself, what some people call God, the I am, the monad, the thing outside of everything, outside of the universe, source, energy, all that there is. Lots of different names for it. Girl, what? Someone feels suffocated? Somebody is named Lucas, could be the collective, could be whoever is targeting the collective. Perhaps that's the Cain energy. This person wants to schmurda someone. Yeah, okay, right. A cosmic force and disconnect. Someone with a name that starts with an E. Could be collective, could be person targeting collective. Grimoire Could be the name of a spirit that is being contacted by Lucas. Lucas could be contacting a spirit whose name starts with the E. Out of a spell book. We got single white female. If you don't know what that means, it's usually like the movie The Roommate with Leighton Meester, I'm pretty sure. And it means like basically someone who gets really obsessive over you and starts like just doing weird shit, like Lifetime movies, like stalking you, popping up everywhere you are, watching every little thing you do. But it's like they hate you. You know, they're obsessed, they love you, they hate you. They're doing all this crazy stuff. They're killing everyone around you or like hurting them in some way. They're trying to keep people from around you. They want you all to themselves, kind of thing. All kinds of crazy stuff like that. There's people really out there like that. I experience a lot of them. And I'll be tired of it. Leave me alone. Gotta go. So that's in case no one knows what that means. You should probably look it up. There's probably articles about it. But alright, that'll be the last pull for this read. But yeah, it looks like I was saying in the last pull, someone feels disconnected from a cosmic force. I'm going to assume that is the Most High God or source energy. They want to feel like that divine connection. And I don't know if they even felt it at some point to miss it. Like, do you even know what you're missing? Or are you just really like yearning? Like you're like, oh my God, like coveting almost, which is a sin in the Bible. And isn't that what Cain was doing actually? He was coveting. I could be wrong. But I felt like he was looking over at Abel like, what the fuck he got that I ain't got? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. Like, oh, you think you connected to divine? Well, I can be connected to divine too, but like they really not. So it seems like they're mad about that. So they're resorting to even feeling like, you know, maybe having fantasies, like I said, violent fantasies of harming someone because that envy is running so deep, that hate is running so deep. Not only that, they could be doing some sort of like magic, summoning entities of some sort. So E could stand for entity, or it could be the actual name of some sort of spirit they're conjuring up. Could be some sort of nature spirit. But yeah, they could be conjuring that up in order to maybe send to someone to attempt to hurt them. Also, this single white female person, maybe someone in the collective is being watched heavily. They're being stalked. They're being obsessed over. Someone's all up in their energy. Perhaps that person's name starts with an E. An older woman who's skinny, name starts with E. So I would watch out for that. Might be watching you, might be trying to get a piece of that divine pie. So it seems like there's multiple people possibly connected to the collective that want to gain access to what you have access to. So I would just say be careful, you know, with your energy right now. Keep protecting yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, keep your wits about you. Be aware of your surroundings, but also make sure you're keeping up with your spiritual hygiene. And make sure you're making connections that are positive, and be wary of anyone trying to like be a bit forceful or invasive with any connection. Maybe be a bit more private about details about your life, whether in person or if you have an online presence, just be private about that. Lots of different warnings, but yeah, it's just giving that's what's going on. Someone wants connection to source, and I guess they have determined that they can get that through attacking or possibly schmurdering. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but possibly schmurdering someone who already is, or someone who they think exudes that energy. If they just get them out of the way, they can have access to it somehow, or it'll just make them feel better. But in reality, it's just going to end up making them more disconnected from that energy and more pushed out, and they're going to remain in exile, because that might, honestly, it's giving that might just be their fate. Maybe this is past the point of no return. There's nothing they can do. They're already in the exile. They're going to remain a spiritual vagabond no matter what they do. So it could also be perhaps they feel like they have nothing to lose anyway, so why not take from someone else what I can't have anyway. So this is not to like also inspire fear in anyone or anything like that. I don't feel like you have anything to be afraid of. Like I said, just make sure you're keeping up on your P's and Q's. But it's just to make someone in the collective aware that, like, there's people lurking around you. And they have ill intentions. And they don't have any intention of changing their path as of this reading. It looks like they're still on the same old, and they're very intense, they're very violent, they're very volatile, they're very hostile, they're very chaotic. So yeah, just watch yourself and take this information and apply it wherever you can. But I'm gonna end the reading there so that it doesn't get too long. I hope this helps someone out there in the collective, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.